Hey guys, just wanted to give you a quick garden update. It's the beginning of July, and just wanted to take you on a little walk through the garden, show you what things look like. We're here in northern Illinois, and as you can see, I'm showing you some tomato plants. In spite of the fact that I have fought the battle of rabbits this year, and they wiped out several different plantings I had made at the beginning of May. These guys, as you can see, are growing great. Would even probably be further along if I hadn't had to replant them a couple of times. And you will see I'm setting some great tomatoes in there. Sorry, trying not to move the camera and make you a little sick. But tomatoes are coming along and ought to probably be harvesting the first tomatoes in the next week to 10 days. Have a little bit of garlic growing on either side. Those are just garlic bulbs. They won't do anything more than that, and I'll harvest them. They're going to be used for next year. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I've harvested most of the garlic. I have this to harvest. I'll probably be harvesting it in the next couple of days, probably this weekend. It's the middle of the week right now. Over here, actually, you'll see the saddest of the tomato plants are the furthest behind. They're the ones the rabbits have made the rabbits had a highway that came out from that fence. I have removed quite a few of them this year with a pellet gun, and finally the plants are taking hold and the rabbits aren't killing them every single day as I replant them. But those tomato plants are obviously several weeks away from getting into production. The potatoes are looking great. I ought to have, frankly, those are ready to go pretty soon. They're blooming, they're starting to yellow. I can probably harvest those in the next couple of weeks if I want to. You'll see the vine here. I'm pretty excited. The vines took off so well this winter back in March. Planted them a little too early indoors that I had to pull them out and put them into some temporary trays, and so I lost the markings on what each one of them are. So it's a little bit of a surprise. I have no idea. I know what varieties I planted, but I have no idea what varieties those are right there. But you'll see I'm training one down lower here, and then I'm training another one up here that'll come across the fence, and then I'm training one right there that's going that way up the fence, and give them a week or two and that'll be pretty filled with leaves, and they'll be setting some fruit at that point. Here is a bed where I've pulled out the garlic. Amazingly, a little story here real quick for you, but I pulled out the garlic the same day my mother and my daughter planted green beans, and you can see that they are coming up quite well. Hope you can see that. Probably looks even better on a little bit bigger screen. But what just blows my mind in Mother Nature is that those were green beans that I grew, organic green beans I grew like 3 or 4 years ago, and they have sat out in my garage, which is not heated or air conditioned, for the last couple of years. And I replanted them. It's the first time I've ever replanted seeds versus buying seeds from a seed company. And I had my mother and my daughter plant them close to each other, about 4 or 5 inches apart. And I can't believe it, but I basically have 100% germination. I thought I would have 60-70% germination, and I'm just blown away by the conditions that Mother Nature can make it through, and that these plants and the seeds are growing brand new as if they just came out of the ground or were fresh seeds. And here I will have green beans coming off of these in the next couple of weeks. Just mind-blowing. Over here, got lettuce still going good. I just cut and harvested a bunch of lettuce from here. They're getting close. They're getting a little bit long in the tooth. I'll probably harvest them in the next or pull them out of the ground and just be done with them for the spring. The next week, maybe get one more clipping off of them, and then I'll plant some lettuce in the fall. I have some okra here. It was 2 perfect nice rows, but the rabbits again ate some of them. I will be transplanting these to move them just a little bit more even to each other here shortly. And the onions are growing in the back. More tomatoes here, as well as a vine growing in the back. I'm training that one along the vine. You can see fruit setting there. You can see a bloom and some fruit setting out there. I don't know what those are either, so it's going to be a little bit of a surprise, which would be kind of fun. And the tomatoes are going well. It's just fun to see. If you guys haven't done it, plant a bunch of different varieties of tomatoes. I am just blown away by what I would almost call regular, normal looking tomato leaves to old school kind of heritage, what they call potato leaves. You just don't see those that often. To then getting out here to these are the, I believe these are some of my Romesco tomatoes. That they have these just long, weird looking leaves that are kind of thin and frail looking, and it's, you know, it's just amazing that they all produce tomatoes, yet they have a totally different leaf structure to them. And here we have broad beans. Trying not to shake the camera too much. This is one. These are a couple that are a day or two away from harvesting. They turn into like fava beans or broad beans. There's some great recipes on those. Totally different than just steaming them in the microwave like we Americans used to do 20, 30 years ago. And then here's the grapevine. And you can see the grapes are all developing. I have, amazingly, every time a neighbor comes over, they can't believe how many grapes there are. And then I have to tell them that I actually removed half of the grapes from the grapevine. There's one cordon on this side and there's another on the other. And it's amazing how many fruit clusters, just actually all plants will set. And you have to go through and thin them to get good sized fruit, because the plant's number one mission is to reseed itself and to plant itself again and again and again for survival. Our number one mission as consumers of the plant are to have good, large, juicy seeds. In this case, we're talking about grapes. So if we don't thin them, we will end up with smaller grapes that will taste just as good, but they won't be as large and as plump and as juicy. So by thinning them out, you allow the plant to divert the energy that it would have put into all of the clusters into just the remaining clusters of fruit, and you get larger, nicer fruit. So that's just a quick tour of the garden. Hope everything is going well, and love to hear your comments. And it's just been a great year so far, and I'm off and running, and I'm having the best year as far as production when I've been weighing it so far, and hoping to have maybe my best year ever out of the garden. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.